Let's see, guys. Today we're going to talk about UFC on Fox 4. The last UFC event that was on Saturday. It was on Fox, a free fight. At least the main event and the co-main event, they were basically supposed to decide who would be the next opponent for Jon Jones or Dan Henderson, whoever wins their fight. Which, in my opinion, Jon Jones will win that fight, but, you never know. This is MMA. But it was supposed to be, at first it was just the Vera and Shogun fight, but then I guess from all the backlash of it really did not make sense at all, Dana White decided to backtrack and make it whoever wins most impressively out of the co-main event and the main event. But let's first start off with Mike Swick and Demarcus Johnson. Mike Swick is coming back from a long layoff. I believe it was like 2 years or so since his last fight. He's had some type of disease where it basically is taking away his weight and everything like that. When you see him in this fight that he went against Demarcus Johnson, he still looks a little bit on the skinny side, but I mean that's to be expected if you have some type of disease going on that kind of zaps away. But oh my God, does he look ripped? I mean, you can see every muscle in this guy's body. And then you have Demarcus Johnson. He's doing okay and whatnot, and I was expecting a lot of ring rust from Mike Swick, which it's still there. Don't get me wrong, the ring rust is there, but that beautiful push, shoulder push, sweep takedown that he did and came down with a punch was beautiful. I mean, it was a really superb takedown, finishing off with punches to the ground, and that's how Mike Swick won this match. A KO in the second round due to punches. So what can you say? It's on to the next for Mike Swick, and hopefully he can stay on this run and get back to the way that the trail that he was on before, having all these health issues. Then we have Luzon versus Varner. Varner came out in this just super aggressive. I mean, he was just throwing. There was a point where I was just looking at Joe and being like, man, he's blocking all of those punches, but it just seems like he was just getting getting a barrage of punches thrown at him. And great thing, his blocking skills are excellent because he was blocking them, but he was just getting Varner was just being so aggressive in this fight. But with that being said, it was an excellent fight, and it's just what happened was that when Joe got Varner on the ground, his submission skills from his transitioning is just superb, guys. I mean, he's going from arm triangle going from arm bar to triangle and all this other stuff. And yes, those are very, especially if you practice jiu-jitsu, those are, generally the standard chain submissions. But, when you're getting punched in the face, it's a total different game. And for someone to really pull that type of stuff off and really show the technique of submissions, I just get really excited about that type of stuff. And that triangle choke that he put on Jamie Varner that ended in the third round was just spectacular. He blocked off the arm so he could possibly go for a Kimura if he needed to, and then he just had the stranglehold with the triangle choke also pulling down. And then he actually, if you looked at the actual submission hold, he basically cuffed. He had his knee inside of the inside of his elbow here in his right arm and pulling down on the head, which makes it extremely tighter. I just love those type of nuances in submission, and I just get so excited over stuff like that because I just see it just all come together, and it's just excellent. So Joe won that one, triangle submission, third round. Then we have Lyoto Machida versus Ryan Bader. Well, this one is pretty much how everyone thought it was going to go. It was a chasing match for Ryan Bader, trying to chase him. I think he wanted to take Machida down, but I think he was afraid of going in. And that timidness that he showed of not trying to go in and really just take it to Machida cost him the fight. And when he tried to go in, he went in the wrong way. And he just started from a pretty big distance running into a takedown, trying to go for a takedown. And just looked like he ran into a brick wall, which was Machida's right hand. And it was just straight down the middle. Just boom, just like a collision, just fist and face on the chin. And that was it for Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader went to sleep after that and then got hit a couple of times going down. And he loses in the second round, KO to punches. Then we have Shogun versus Brandon Vera, which is the main event. Now remember, guys, both of these two, whoever wins the most impressively. Well, I thought Brandon Vera was going to go in here and he was just going to get demolished and whatnot. But he hung in there pretty well. I mean, he still lost like everybody thought he was going to do. But he definitely came in there with the will to win. He went in there with an attitude of, I'm going to put it all out on the table. I'm going to go in here and try to win it. And I really felt that Brandon Vera came in there and gave Shogun a run for his money. But on the opposite hand, it really doesn't say that too much about Shogun. I mean, yeah, Shogun, I believe, should have put away Vera pretty easily. But then again, Shogun is going down as far as he's still, winning matches and whatnot. But he's definitely not the same old, not the Pride version of Shogun. Not as dominant as he was in Pride. But, as individuals get older, that tends to happen. So you can't look at the past and expect, the past to be the future, or the present. It's the past. And with Shogun, after his fight with Vera, I definitely believe that Lyoto Machida is probably the most interesting fight. Shogun, his gas tank is really questionable. He just tires out really quick. He would be really beast if his cardio was a lot better. But in the Brandon Vera fight, his cardio went down. But he ended up catching Brandon Vera with a punch and finish him off with a bunch of other punches for a TKO in the fourth round. So who is going to get the title shot against Jon Jones or Dan Henderson? It's going to be Lyoto Machida, Dana White said. Reason being is because he had the most impressive win, which was the knockout. And not only that, it's just a more interesting fight. It really is. I really don't want to see either of these guys go against Jon Jones or Dan Henderson. If it was Dan Henderson, yes. But against Jon Jones, let's just talk about Jon Jones. If Jon Jones wins this fight against Dan Henderson, I do not want to see Jon Jones go against Lyoto Machida or Shogun. I want to see him go against the guy that Rampage is about to fight, or Gustafsson, or whatever the guy's name is, because he has that reach. He has reach and height. And I would like to see what would happen to Jon Jones if you take away his natural given abilities, which are his reach and his height. So if you have a guy who has a longer reach than him and taller than him, let's see if we can put Jon Jones in some hot water here. And I don't think those are the most interesting fight, but I know the Gustafsson guy is, I think he's injured, and the other guy's fighting Rampage. But those are the most interesting fights for me. I'm not interested in seeing Shogun 2, Lyoto 2, You know, I'm just not really interested in those. But out of both of those two, I definitely would choose Lyoto Machida on that one. So what do you guys think? Who do you think Jon Jones should fight next? Do you think he should fight, Lyoto next, or just who do you guys think is best suited to go against Jon Jones and give him a challenge? In my opinion, I think that he should go to heavyweight like he has been asking. There's some really great fight guys out there that he can go against in heavyweight. Dana White seems to be against it. Jon Jones seems to be for it. We know he's not going to do the Anderson Silva fight. Because both of those guys disagree and they don't want to fight each other. So that's never going to happen. So Jon Jones wants to move up to heavyweight. Let him move up to heavyweight and go against, a Cain Velasquez or JDS. Those are like super excellent fights to watch. And Jon Jones may lose his ability, his natural abilities, his height and reach advantage and obviously weight advantage, but he says he wants to test his ability, so let him test his ability. Who are we to say, no, we're not going to let you test your abilities? I mean, Dana White has that view because it's a business move, but, it'd be exciting for us to see. So what do you guys think? Let me know. And once again, this is MMA Fighter Nation. Please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all the other social media stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the prediction of the next UFC. Once again, thanks for watching. Peace.